What's up, creatives? Welcome to the Tiffy Show. Today, I'll be talking about my opinion and thoughts on how I think dating will change after quarantine. So if you haven't, make sure that you turn on notifications so that you know when I post a video. I like to post about dating, travel, and everything in between, so if that's your jam, hit the subscribe button. And let's get to it. The world has changed, to say the least, and it's been pretty interesting and definitely has put a damper on dating lives. And I know I've mentioned different ways that you can date and take it by the horns, but I know that that can also be a bit discouraging to know that you might not have the dating life that you had before once this is all over. And I know my single friends had already thought dating was difficult before this all happened. So then with stay-at-home orders, it just became like the impossible feat. And as those stay-at-home orders continued to get pushed and pushed, I have some feelings on how I think dating is going to change after all of this. Not so much negatively, just different. With summer coming, this is usually the time when people go out and meet a whole bunch of new faces and go to pool parties and have their summer road trips, and so that is going to definitely change. And it makes it a bit harder to meet people in real life or at the grocery store or anywhere when there's a mask covering half of your face. So I think that we need to look at this positively but also realistically. This is how I think dating is going to change once quarantine is over and stay-at-home orders are lifted. Public places, bars, and restaurants are not going to look the same because a lot of the social distancing rules that we have are going to still be in effect there. That means less people at the restaurants and bars that you frequent, less people at the public events, and less people for you to get to know. So this is definitely going to change. I need you to think of the possibility that you might be going to dinner and you might be in a cubicle to eat dinner with your friends. You aren't going to see the people as clearly as you would on a usual day. And also, if you're going to a bar that's at less capacity, you're going to not have the opportunity to meet as many people. They've recently showed video and pictures of gyms in China and how they have like barricades up on all the treadmills. And I know that that looks really cool and it is really gonna be great for social distancing and staying your distance. But for dating, it does make it a little bit harder in terms of just meeting someone randomly. And it's going to be weird walking up to someone and saying hello because social distancing is going to put this like, whoa, man, whoa, even more so than we have now. Like, why are you talking to me? You do know that I could get the virus. Like, you need to step back. And so I know that there's a lot of women out there that are like, oh my God, but that's what I want. Like, I don't like when guys come up and talk to me. I hate that. But then like, those will be my same friends that are like, I don't like dating apps. I'm not gonna get on a dating app. I want that in real life kind of love. And it's like, how do you win? How are we gonna win in this? So I can't come up to you and I can't do a dating app. You're gonna be lonely, girl. But this is a situation where there aren't going to be a lot of guys coming up to you for sure in the future. You're gonna have a mask covering half of your face. No one knows how the other person feels. Some people are very strict on it. Do not touch my stuff. Do not come up to me. Do not talk to me. And some people are gonna be more lenient. And it's just gonna be hard to tell who is who, so people are just gonna stay away. So as I mentioned in previous videos, your best bet is going to be joining a dating app, getting more secure online, and being more open to the possibility that you're going to find someone through other means. Work environments are going to change. So a lot of people meet their spouse at work. Yeah, they meet the people at work and it seems comfortable. I know so many people that have met their husband or wife through work. That is because you're working with someone, you're getting to know them, you are on a friendship level. Like, work is one of the only places where you can still make friends after 25. You get to know people, you see them every day, it's hard to not get feelings for them. And now the work environment is definitely going to change. A lot of places are realizing that they can have people work remotely. So for example, Twitter has already made it where most of their team is going to work from home for the near future. They're not gonna come back to the office. You're going to have less people at the office when you do work, and your only means of communicating will likely be video conferencing for a lot of important meetings and things like that. Not so easy to flirt or to see who's cute through video conferencing when your boss is the middle picture of your Zoom, okay? So I just want you to think about the fact that work environments are going to change. Therefore, you meeting people at work or meeting people in the cafeteria or meeting someone while you're walking to work is definitely going to be a little bit different. Intimacy, let's get to it. One night stands and kissing might be going down, and I'm a little sad about that for all y'all. One night stands. Obviously, there are always gonna be people that break the rules. There are always gonna be people that don't give a poop, and that's fine, but it's gonna be a lot harder. It's gonna be a lot harder to find those people that completely don't care if you're sick or not. And I think what's gonna happen with one-night stands in that regards is that they're not gonna disappear. It's just gonna be a rotation of people that you already know, that you've already had one-night stands with before. So that ability to like go out, meet someone on Tinder that you don't know, or go out to the bar, meet someone you don't know, and just have a one-night stand with them, it's gonna get a lot harder. One-night stands aren't as like easy to get all the time as people say. So to have this added thing put on, the virus and stuff like that, it's definitely going to diminish one-night stands. First date kissing is probably gonna go down too. So I'd be interested to see how intimacy changes in all of this. So there's going to be a lot less kissing and making out and touching and everything on the first few dates, which could be a positive, which I'll get into. And to bring the whole, you know, one-night stands being rotating people that you already know, social circles, they are going to get smaller. Social circles are going to be your friends, and who your friends, like, it's gonna be small because you know your friends, you know how serious or not serious that they're taking social distancing or what's going on in the world, and you're going to hang out with them accordingly because you know where they work, you know who they see all the time, you know how they're handling things, and the ability to like invite a new person to that group might be a little bit hard because you don't know them yet. So you want to know how the virus has affected them, how they feel about it, what their rules are on social distancing. And again, even if you are not that like strict on it, you don't know if the person that you're feeling is. So it's going to be this new wave of like, how serious are you about this? Have you been tested? Have you been sick? And it's going to kind of change the dating pool to people just dating, you know, within their inner circles, or friends that they have within the inner circles, or friends of friends, just because it's just gonna be a little bit more cautious in terms of new people. People are worried about STDs, but people have learned to live with STDs, and they got a lot of ways to live with it, but people have not learned how to live with the virus yet. So it's gonna be like STDs and virus. It's gonna be like this, like you got this test, you got these tests, and I'm gonna need you to get this test. And I don't even know what this test, I don't even know like all the symptoms, I don't even know what's going on. So you're gonna have caution when dating and touching and kissing and all of that. So you're gonna even have first dates where you're 6 feet apart, and don't be surprised if that's the deal. You're going to be 6 feet apart on that first meeting. I'm not saying it's a guarantee, but I'm saying you might have dates when you meet people on Tinder that are like, hey, like, I don't know how I feel about the virus, but I take it very seriously, so I will need you to wear a face shield and be 6 feet away from me at all times during our date. And you're probably gonna get more than one person like that. So I'm just preparing you, okay guys? I'm preparing you. So I know I said all that and I scared you, but there is a positive. And the positive is there's other ways of connecting to people, getting those connections that you need, because no matter what happens after all this, people are still gonna need connections. They're going to eventually need physical touch and companionship and, you know, hugs. You're going to need that eventually. So that's not going to disappear. How you get there is just gonna be a little bit of a slower process, but you will get there. And the benefit of that is that you can build stronger emotional attachments to people that give you relationships and that give you the long-term relationships that you want, because you're going to have a time where you have to get to know a person and trust them and get to know them as best you can before you go on a date, before you get intimate, before all of that. So it can be a positive that you're gonna move from this and build stronger relationships, and the dating and the, you know, even if you have one night stands that you do have, are going to be like well vetted, and you're gonna be very in control and very confident. So that is what I have to say. People will find a way. So I don't want you to be discouraged. That is just my opinion on dating. It means nothing. It means all the articles that I've read every single day on people's opinions on where the travel industry is gonna go, where life is gonna go, no one knows. I could have done a whole video on all of this, and when this all lifts and social distancing is over, I'm partying in Vegas like, I don't know what's going on, I don't know, in a pool with like 20,000 people. So I don't even know. But I just wanted to put that out there, put my 2 cents out there, and get you guys prepared for a possible future of dating. If you enjoyed this video, make sure that you share it, like, subscribe, and comment. Comment below, let me know what you think dating will look like in the future, and I will see you next time. Stay creative.